I think it's safe to say that I'm just as surprised by this package as I think you guys are. Morphe sent me their brand new like metallic collection. I truly did not expect this, but I'm so excited because I literally had this in my cart. I was gonna buy it at Ulta and then this showed up. So if you guys want to see what this entire collection is all about, is it actually worth it? Well, then definitely keep on watching. Okay, so like I said, I did not expect to get this package from Morphe. I was literally on the Ulta Beauty website a couple days ago and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some new makeup because I have a gift card that I got from Christmas that I still have yet to use. So I was looking around for like some cool drugstore stuff when this entire collection popped up and I was like, oh my gosh, like this looks really nice. I kind of want to get it. And so I was literally starting to add things to my cart and then I was looking at more drugstore stuff. And then next thing I know, I got a knock on my door and this good old package right here showed up and I was like, are they watching? Because like how they know I was adding this shit to my cart? So I'm so excited because I literally did not expect to get this package. So in this collection, we have 3 different eyeshadow trios. We have a blush trio. We have 4 different glitter highlighters along with 3 lip glosses and 3 eyeshadow sticks. So I'm going to kind of go over each one as we're playing with them. So we're going to start off with the eyes. So these are going to be brand new eyeshadow trios. They're going to retail for $13 a piece. The first one that we have is going to be called Champagne Tap. So it's going to be this beautiful little 3 quad that you guys see right here. It's going to come with a matte shade, a like lava shade, and then followed by a shimmer right here. Now you guys had told me that in order to get this particular shade to work, I do have to get it wet. And so after getting it wet, I found that it did work a lot better. I don't know if they improved their formula, but I thought this one was actually really, really pretty. The next one they have is going to be called Pinky Ring. Now this one right here, it broke. My lava shade completely just fell out right as I went to go show the camera. It's a really beautiful like pinky-esque eyeshadow trio. This would be great to travel with. This would be great to travel with. Now I will say I'm not the biggest fan of how there's only 1 matte and like 2 shimmers. I feel like it should be 2 mattes and 1 shimmer, but that's just my personal opinion to add more dimension. But this seems like it's gonna be more of like one of those easy on the go looks where you just kind of put the like matte all over the lid and just kind of tap a shimmer right on top and you can just call that a day. So here we have the shade called Pinky Ring. And then finally we have the shade called Platinum Bombshell. Now finally the shade called Platinum Bombshell. Like I said, one of my shades, it actually did come in broken again, but it's still really beautiful. This is be one of those eyeshadows that you literally just like put on your lid, like you tap it on and you just go. It's like supposed to be a really easy, effortless look, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I don't really know which one I want to play with. All I know is I do want to play with them. I'm just not sure which one I'm kind of going for. Also, if I sound like shit, it's because I feel like shit. I just took my temperature before I sat down to film, and granted, it's nothing. It's only 99.5, so it's like very, very low grade, but it is climbing. So I took some medication, but I feel like doo-doo. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? I still gotta film. So we're gonna go in with this eyeshadow base from Sigma. And I just want to create something super easy and effortless, like just to kind of show how easy these particular shadows are to work with, that you can do something so quick and effortless that doesn't require too much work. That way you can just have a beautiful eyeshadow look on the go. And that's what I really do admire about these 3 shadows right here. So I think I might go into the Champagne Trio. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with like this shade right here, just because it's such a light shade. I'm not entirely sure what they want me to do, but I think I'm gonna I'm gonna mix maybe 2 together. I'm gonna take this shade just because it's one of those, like I said, this is supposed to be one of those palettes you just literally tap on your eye. Now you could put down like a bronzer or something, right, to add some depth and dimension, but I just want to show you that you kind of like don't need that. You can still do somewhat of an eye look. So I'm just gonna go into this molten lava right there, like this. And if you spray it with a setting spray or just something like wet, you can actually make it a little bit more lava-y. And I'm going to see if I could just place some of that right here. Let me just actually, you know what? Let me do a little bit of spray, little spritz. Okay, let's see if this helps now that it's wet. So we could add some more depth. Okay, see, that's pretty. See, like you don't really need to have like a base shadow underneath it. It's just one of those things you can put on if you just want to have like just a nice little eye topper. Now granted, it would probably look really pretty if you put on like a bronzer underneath it, but you know what? I just want to show you that you could just do this on the go. You can just kind of like tap on the lid. So I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this one right here called Platinum Bombshell, and I think I kind of want to go into this shade right here as well and kind of like mix the 2 together, because I feel like this is such a really pretty like cool tone silver. Let's see how that will look if I just kind of go right here Ooh. Okay, so then to finish off the eye, to kind of go like in the inner corner, I'm going to go in with their Mix Signal. This is the dual-ended cream and liquid eyeshadow stick. So on one side, you're going to have an eyeshadow stick, and then on the other, you are going to have a liquid eyeshadow right here. These actually do retail for $16. So I'm going to go in with like the liquid eyeshadow portion right here. I'm going to put a little bit of the liquid eyeshadow. Let's see if that makes a difference. Just right here. And now we're going to like kind of blend it in because it doesn't look very blended. I'm just tapping it in my finger. Oh, see, that's cute. Like, see, it's very cute. It's very effortless. It doesn't really require too much to go with it. And then if you wanted to, you could go back into like this palette right here, like any of these palettes, and you could just take a little bit of like their shadow right here, very lightly, and then just softly buff out the edges, just like very softly. See, very soft. See how effortless that is? I think that's really pretty. And if I want to spike it up just a little bit more, I could go in on the shimmer stick side like this. And I could just softly top that off just a little bit. Very beautiful. See how effortless that is? That's what I like about this. This is one of those like products that you guys really don't need to put much effort into. You could just kind of use to create something really soft, subtle, and very easy on the go. So I'm gonna quickly do my other eye. We're gonna come back to do the lips, the highlighter, and the cheeks together. So now the mascara, okay, so now that the foundation is on with a little bit of concealer, we're actually gonna go into the Morphe blush, the Morphe bronzer right here. This is the Sudden Heat. You guys know how much I love this. I even ranked this pretty high up in my like 2025 like best of beauty. So we're just gonna go in with this. The reason I'm already going ahead and showing this step is because I want to go in with their highlighter and blush that they have, because it actually looks really interesting, because the highlighters are kind of remind me a lot of like the Milk Makeup like jelly tint blushes that they had, and now we have something kind of similar with the Morphe one. So I'm just going to quickly put on the Morphe bronzer right here. I did use my Morphe spatula. I freaking love this freaking brush. I have been saying that since I got it. I have been using it nonstop. This video is not sponsored by Morphe, by the way. Like, I know people like back in the day used to always go Morphe, Morphe, Morphe. No, trust me, I have no affiliation with them. They just send me PR, and I just am honest in my reviews. If I like something, I like something. If I don't, I don't. You know what I mean? Now for blush, I have, like I said, the brand new Multi 3 Chills, the Cheek Thrills. This is the multi-finish face trio in the shade called Yacht Day. So like I said, we're gonna have a cream blush, a like highlighter hybrid, followed by a powder brush. So we're actually powder blush. We're gonna go into this right here. This seems like this is gonna be a bit too deep for me, but we're gonna still try it out. I'm gonna take my Makeup by Mario brush. I'm just gonna lightly tap in, very, very lightly, because I don't know if this is gonna be too deep for my complexion, but maybe this can work if I just go in pretty lightly. Now I am not really one that's knows how to go light in with a blush. I'm pretty blush heavy, or as I say, blush blindness. I can't help it. I can't help it. So we're just going to tap this in. So far, it's blending out really nicely. The color doesn't seem like it's too intense, which is really nice. I don't even know what this color would be defined as. Maybe like a copper color if I had to guess, right? It's laying down nicely. It's very soft. I thought it'd have a lot more pigmentation to it, but it's very soft. And it's just melting into the skin. Very beautiful. But I already knew how this would work because I already have a few of their other cheek thrills. I don't have all of them because I don't have all of them because I did give away shades that I knew just wasn't going to be for me. But I do know how great their product is. Ever since they rebranded and got new ownership, their products have just improved tremendously. It's actually kind of nice to see that. I definitely feel like they're in their comeback era. I'm going to go into this blush right here. I'm going to very lightly go in with that because I feel like it's going to be pretty deep. So I just want to very lightly, because like you can still see that blush is still present, right? So I just want to go in very, very, very effortless. See how it has that little bit of that bronze effect? Okay, so up next we do have the Dreamlight Glee highlighter stick. These retail for $14. We have several different shades to choose from. I did, like I said, I swatched these on my hand, and you really couldn't tell too much of a difference with them, although they do just feel really wet. But I think for today, I think I may go into like this shade right here. So this is gonna be the shade called Dreamlight, and it's gonna look like this. It goes on like very wet like, so it feels very, very wet. I don't know if I want to apply that directly to the face or if I want to put it on a brush, but it has a really pretty shine. It just feels really wet, and it does have a nice little bouncy texture, so it feels exactly like the Milk Makeup like cooling jelly tints. That's exactly what this feels like, and even has a little bit of a coolness to it. So let's see how this will work if I just use a brush instead of just applying it directly. And I can try directly, but let's just try this instead. Oh, that's a pretty color. Oh, that's really pretty. Do you see that? Now if I just want to tap it on just a bit more, let me see. Oh my god, it's so wet to the skin. It feels so wet. Oh, that's a really odd sensation. And I'm gonna apply directly in the face right here, see if it makes a difference. Do you hear that? That's the jelly. Yeah, applying it with a brush is so much better because the jelly leaves that streaking mark right there that I'm not a big fan of. It's super streaky. And it's very intense. Let me see if I can tone that down a little. So I think it's safe to say that this is so much better applied directly. This is so much better applied with a brush over direct application to the skin, but that's just my personal opinion. Otherwise it can be pretty streaky, but it goes on like super wet and it has a nice little bouncy texture, but it looks really pretty. It just kind of does leave a little streaky mark when you apply it directly. So that's something to definitely take note whenever using this, if you choose to use it. Okay, so last but not least, we do have their glosses. We have Drip Glass Dazed High Shimmer Lip Gloss. They retail for $13 a piece. There's gonna be 3 different shades, and they are gonna look like this. They have a really nice, pretty high shine to them. So I just wanna show you guys what each one looks like. So this right here, this is going to be the shade called Champagne Pearl. So let's take a look at what Champagne Pearl looks like. Wow, look at that shimmer. So this is gonna be Champagne Pearl right here. Okay, this one right here is gonna be called Pink Sapphire. And then finally we have Cognac Diamond right here. Okay, so I'm going to quickly line my lips. I'm going to go in with the Mob Beauty. This is going to be the shade called M1990. This is actually a really gorgeous shade. And it reminds me a lot of the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bourbon Lip Liner. I've really been loving this. I've been using it every day since I got it. And it does not budge. And I really, really love the fact that it does not budge. It's such a beautiful freaking shade. So let me go and line my lips. Okay, I think for today's look, we're going to go into that Cognac Diamond right here. I feel like this would be so pretty to put right on top of this lip. They're pretty glossy, and for some reason, I for sure thought this was going to be super sticky, but surprisingly, it's not sticky at all, which is really like weird. I for sure thought this would be sticky. Maybe it has just the tiniest tackiness, but it doesn't feel like super sticky at all. Like my lips are not sticking to each other. But it doesn't feel like that wet, like high shine gloss I'm usually used to, but it definitely has just a nice thick layer in the lip where you can tell that it's there, but it's not going to like just come running off. Now, is this the type of lip gloss that's going to smear? I definitely think so. I think if I eat or drink, I definitely want to see it smear on the face, but it is what it is. But I do think it's really pretty and really easy to work with, and I do appreciate that. I feel like this type of texture is going to have some longevity to it, and I really do like that. So I'm going to use the Life Proof from Morphe right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys out and give you guys my thoughts on this collection. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look right here. I actually do think it turned out really beautiful. My blush is pretty present, but it turned out really nicely to me. So first we're going to have the 3 different eyeshadow quads right here. Do you need all 3? No, you do not. They do retail for $13, so it's really not a bad price for 3 shades. However, I will say the only thing I don't like about them is I don't like how there's only 1 matte and then 2 shimmer shades. I do wish that it was just 1 shimmer and 2 mattes. I feel like it doesn't allow you to have enough depth in this palette. Plus the matte shade, it's kind of like, what am I going to do with this? Do you know what I mean? So like, this is a great shadow for one of those days that you just want to throw something on the lid like this, very soft, very effortless. It takes like 2 seconds to do. I do like that, but is it the most wowing? No. Do you need this? I don't know. I don't really think you need this, but if you like something that's really easy, effortless, and on the go, this could be a really perfect product for you. I just wish it had just a little bit more depth in here to make a really easy like on the go look, but it does work for what it is, and I do think it's really pretty. It did suck that my shade came in broken, but you know what? We were able to make it work. Then we do have the eyeshadow sticks. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys know I'm not an eyeshadow stick person. I never have been. For some reason, I just feel like they don't work the best on me. They lay down and they work, but they're not the most wowing formula, and they kind of feel a little bit lackluster. And then you do have the liquid eyeshadow on the back. Now, I will say when it comes to liquid eyeshadow, I hate liquid eyeshadow. For me, I find that it creases on the lid and it doesn't have any longevity and just cracks and creases. And when I look at the one that right up close, I mean, it's present, but I did tap it down and I laid a little bit of that shimmer stick on top. So I feel like that's why it's working. Otherwise, I personally am just not a fan of these. If I were to say anything from this collection, don't really bother getting unless you like it, it would be these shimmer sticks. I personally don't really care for them, only because I don't really care for the type of formula that they are, and I don't care for liquid shadow. But if you guys like that type of stuff, this is something you guys can check out, because at the end of the day, they do only retail for $16, so they're not a bad price for 2 ended product, but definitely not my favorite. Then we're going to have the cheek thrills. I do love the cheek thrills. I think this is such a beautiful, beautiful product. What I love about this is that, yes, you can use this as a, like, blush highlighter blush moment, but you could also use this for eyeshadow. A lot of my cheek thrills, I tend to take this shade right here and I tend to use it as an eyeshadow. But I really do like the fact that I can do that, so I really think it's multi-use. I think this is a beautiful shade. Like, this is more like that terracotta coral, like this more like terracotta copper brown. It's really pretty. It's kind of intense for sure. You could definitely see where my blush is intense, but I still really do like this. I think for me, this is definitely worth this. I do love their cheek thrills. I do love their cheek thrills, so for me, this is a definite yes. Even their Dazzling highlighter stick. Surprisingly enough, they're nice. Like, yes, they go on kind of pigmented for sure. And they have that nice like little bouncy texture, which for me makes me just want to bite it. I love the little bouncy texture. I feel like they have a beautiful high shine. Like, do you see how that's just like glistening? It almost looks wet on the face, and I really love how it has that wet look to it. For me, I feel like it really does catch light, and it looks like it's almost gleaming, and I love a highlighter like that. So for me, this is a definite yes. I feel like it's gonna be like a learning curve. I feel like it shouldn't apply it directly to the face, because then it can make it almost kind of streaky. But I think if you apply it with like your finger, you dab it on, or you put it onto a brush and apply it, I think you can really make this work. It definitely does dry down. It doesn't have a tackiness to it, and it looks really pretty. It has a nice wet shine, and I love the fact that this looks like it's wet even though it's not. It's really beautiful. So for me, this is a definite yes. And then finally, we do have the glosses. I originally saw these glosses and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like these. When I swatched them, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like these. They feel really sticky, but surprisingly, they're actually really pretty. I don't really feel it too much on the lip. Besides, like when you first apply, you do feel like a little bit of that like tackiness and a little bit more of that thickness. But as it's settling down, it feels really nice. Is it the most wowing formula? No. Is it the most high shine? No. But I do think it's really pretty for what it is. And I could tell this type of formula here is going to have some longevity to it because it is that thicker texture. It is going to transfer. I just know it. But I do know that this is maybe one of those ones I can know it's going to last me for quite some time on my lip if I'm not eating or drinking. And I really do appreciate that. So overall, this is a really cute collection. I generally did not expect to get this. I fully plan on buying this myself. So the fact that Morphe sent this my way, like, I think it's absolutely incredible. This is available now if you guys do want to get this. It is limited edition. So I think once it's gone, it's gone. But I love this. But I'm actually really impressed, and I still can't believe they sent this to me. Like, this is just wild. So Morphe, thank you so much for sending this my way. I'll make sure I link all the products down below. But that, my most beautiful friends, is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head to my other channel. It's R for Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video.